This is an airport that was invented in the United States over 100 years ago. Because early pilots flew airplanes by feel, they could easily collide with another airliner while scanning the ground for landmarks. To prevent such tragedies, engineers built a signal station on the ground. All the planes that were about to land can determine the location of the landing strip by sending out radio waves in advance. And 2 radio stations were set up around the runway to determine the exact coordinates of the planes, to guide the plane to a safe landing. The early propeller planes were very dangerous. When airports were full of airplanes, they posed a serious threat to the safety of passengers. So engineers designed a compass-like terminal so that planes could taxi directly to their gates for easy boarding and disembarkation. But as the airline industry grew, this compass-like terminal will soon be unable to cope with the surge in passenger traffic. If multiple terminals were expanded and connected, while this would save more interior space, if one of the airplanes broke down, many planes would be stuck in the airport. So the engineers designed the terminal as 3 square buildings side by side and connected them with a subway. That way, no matter what happens, the planes can get around freely to keep the taxiway clear. Although the presence of the terminals speeds up the boarding of passengers and the preparation of airplanes, but the old propeller planes could not cope with the increasing number of passengers and dangerous to disembark. In 1957, the groundbreaking jet airliner, the Boeing 707, appeared. It instantly increased passenger capacity by 8 times, but at the same time, the massive increase in weight that conventional runways couldn't handle it. To increase the runway's strength, engineers embedded steel frames, but by hand they could only make a small section at a time. It's time-consuming and labor-intensive. So engineers developed the sliding form paver. The resulting runway is not only smooth and sturdy, and it's many times faster than manual labor. As time progressed, more and more large passenger planes soon appeared. This caused the traditional concrete runways to crack, and the engines of jetliners are very close to the ground. If the cracked rocks were sucked in by the engines, it could cause a serious plane crash. So engineers used a new type of concrete. Instead of water, a liquid like soap suds was used to strengthen the concrete, and it's only 50 centimeters thick. This not only withstands the crush of large passenger planes, but also greatly reduces the cost of building airports. At the same time, the increase in passenger traffic will also bring in some unscrupulous people. To ensure the safety of flights, airports had to strengthen their security measures. Early airport security systems were very simple, using electromagnetic pulses generated by huge coils. When it encounters a metal object, it will reflect the signal to the sensor. That triggered an alarm. But there were some dead spots where this device couldn't sense. In response, engineers developed a screening device that could detect even trace amounts of explosives, using air jets to remove particles from hair and clothing, and then sucks the particles into the machine, and then through the X-ray scanner can clearly see whether the passengers and luggage hidden dangerous objects. This greatly speeds up the security process. As security measures continue to improve, more and more people are choosing to travel by air. But this creates another problem. The number of luggage far exceeds the number of passengers. It's a nightmare for airport check-in workers to categorize the luggage. So how could this be solved? The engineers found their inspiration in a pack of chewing gum. Since the gum at the time used advanced barcode technology, the black and white stripes of encoded product information were transmitted to a computer via a laser scanner, and eventually decode and display the price of the product. So engineers introduced this barcode technology to airports. They put a barcode on every piece of luggage. The laser scanner recognizes the barcoded data of each bag and sends it back to the computer for analysis. The system then automatically assigns the baggage to the correct plane. This solves the problem of baggage sorting and transportation, and so a modern airport is built.